In my previous video on OpenCode Go, many of you were leaving some really good feedback in the comments, pointing me toward trying out DeepSeek V4 Pro and Flash. So today, with the release of the public beta of DeepSeek V4 Flash, I thought I would revisit those and try them out for myself. And I'll also be working on that thumbnail app that we saw and open sourcing it as part of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I launch into OpenCode, I do want to mention briefly that I had to run models refresh in order to see the newest model of the V4 Flash. So if you're not seeing it inside of your OpenCode Go models list, run models refresh first and you should see it. The next thing I'm going to do is configure my plan and build agents because I want to use the two different models for each of those agents. So the way you can do that is open the OpenCode config file located in your home directory. So in this file, you should be able to add an agent section that lets you configure which agent to use for each of those modes. So we've got the plan mode, DeepSeek V4 Pro, and then the build mode, DeepSeek V4 Flash. Then I'll open up OpenCode, and now you can see my build agent is DeepSeek V4 Flash. And then if I switch to plan mode, I've got DeepSeek V4 Pro. So I'm going to go ahead and make a plan with the Pro model and then have the Flash model execute. We're inside of a custom built YouTube thumbnail generator app, and I need to make some changes before open sourcing the project. One of the comments requested that the app support local storage. So you'll find that right now it's set up to use Cloudflare Durable Objects. I want you to go ahead and make that configuration a optional configuration. So you may want to refactor how data is stored so that you can have two different options. There may be other options in the future, but for now, we want to support local storage and Cloudflare Durable Objects. Make local storage the default option, and then Cloudflare Durable Objects is a separate mode that you have to enable. So I'm going to let DeepSeek V4 Pro plan out this change. It's not that big of a change, but I do want it to make sure that both storage options are supported. That way I can deploy this out to Cloudflare, which it's already deployed from the last video, or we can deploy it out to Vercel and use local storage and have all of those thumbnails persist just like they would on Cloudflare. So it looks like DeepSeek V4 Pro is exploring the code base. Let it go ahead and come up with a plan on how to make this code change. Okay, so it says it's got a thorough understanding of the code base and it's going to refactor the storage. Current state uses Cloudflare Durable Objects, no local storage fallback, Zustand store for purely in memory, API calls, autosave, Durable Object and Worker are in separate files. Goal, support two storage backends, local storage and Cloudflare Durable Objects. Make local storage the default. Durable Objects mode should be explicitly enabled. Design should be extendable for future backends. So let's see, we've got a storage adapter pattern going to make a interface for a storage. So let's see, it's asking me, should a user be able to switch storage backends at runtime? No, we don't want to do runtime. This is just for build time. Should local storage mirror the same data schema, or should it be simpler? It should mirror, and we'll go ahead and enter those answers. And it's got a proposed architecture. Okay, so here's its plan. It's got an understanding of the current state. Proposed architecture, it's going to introduce a storage adapter pattern so you can swap backends. That's good. And then backend selection will be a Vite variable. Defaults to local, good. Okay, so here's all the files, data flow. Okay, so this all looks pretty good to me. I'm going to switch to build mode and then I'll say go ahead. Okay, so this model is only hosted in China and requires explicit opt-in. So I got to go opt-in. So we can go to our Go settings over here and we'll enable the models hosted in China and we'll say proceed. So I'm going to let DeepSeek V4 Flash work through this plan. It's got a to-do list and I'm going to do always allow. So while DeepSeek works through this to-do list, I'm going to install a skill from Vercel. It's called Vercel Deploy. It's supposed to let you deploy any project to Vercel instantly with no authentication. So the way I can install that is just using npx skills. So I'll go ahead and open a new tab, install that skill. So it looks like they may have changed the name of the skill, deploy to Vercel. So let's try that instead. I do want to make sure that's the right skill. So I'm going to go to the repo. I'll go to skills, deploy to Vercel, and let's see. So it does look like it works when it's not authenticated. So this one should be what we want. So I will go ahead and install that. I'll do global symlink. So now we'll check in on DeepSeek. So it looks like it may be complete here. Let's see. Okay, so it's trying to do a build and it ran the tests. So I'll let that finish up. While it's building, I'll go ahead and make a repo for the code base. I'll call it Thumbatic. We'll go ahead and make it private for now. I'll create it. Okay, good. So we've got the repo created. It looks like it was starting to say something and it maybe got stuck. How is it going? Okay, all done. Everything is implemented, verified, and green. What we built was a new pluggable storage layer, verifications were run, and smoke tests were run as well. Okay, so go ahead and start the server locally and give me a link. I'd like to check the local storage. Okay, here it is running locally, and I have the no saved thumbnails on my list. So I'll just type in Claude code. I'll save this one. I'll refresh it. We've got that on the list, so that's working. I'll make a new one, call this OpenCode, save this, change the theme, save it, refresh it. Seems to be working. OpenCode Go. Okay, great. This is all working locally. We've got storage with local storage. So let's go ahead and try to deploy this out to Vercel. But first we got to make sure that skill is installed. I may need to restart OpenCode. I'll do it and continue this session. See Vercel, there's the deploy to Vercel skill. I tested it locally. It seems to be working well. Let's go ahead and deploy it to Vercel. So let's see if we can get this onto Vercel using local storage. So it found the deploy to Vercel skill. No CLI is installed. It's already automatically trying to install that for me. Logging in. I'd like to not log in if I can avoid it though. I don't want to log in right now. Are you able to deploy it with no auth? Okay, so it had to be told not to log in. It went down the login path first, but now that I'm asking it no login, it found that detail in the skill. So it looks like it is trying to deploy. It says the no auth deploy endpoint no longer works. Returns instructions to use the CLI instead. Server, the skills fallback script is deprecated, so no auth fallback is dead. That's unfortunate. Recommended way to deploy is via the Vercel API or CLI. Bummer. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and log in. Auth successful. Okay, it's going to go ahead and continue. User is logged in. Now let's deploy. Detected VDAP. Uploading. Deployment created. So here's the URL. Just go ahead and open this up. There we go. Nice. So it looks like it's deployed. Go ahead and change this. Open code. So that's saving. Refresh. Very nice. So there it is deployed on Vercel using local storage. Perfect. Now the next thing I do need to try is the Cloudflare version because I want to make sure that still works because that's where I'm storing all of my thumbnail data right now. So I need to make sure that didn't break and all of my thumbnails are still there. I already have a durable objects worker and a deployment on Cloudflare. I want you to deploy this most recent change to that worker so I can test that it still works with the durable objects storage. So it looks like it's just going to build it with that option and then do my previous deploy prod command. All right, deploy was successful. Hard refresh everything. Okay, there we go. It looks like it's working. Very nice. So everything is still there that I had before and it's all loading from my durable object. So that was great. Everything worked. The 2 storage backend options are available. And so now you could just use this locally. You could deploy it out to Vercel, and then there's the Cloudflare option as well. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and just commit this. I'll take a look at the code really quick, and I think it looks fine. Add storage adapter with a default to local storage. Okay, grab my remote. I'll push this up, and then I'll go ahead and make this public. All right, there it is, released. If you'd like to go take a look, if you'd like to fork the project, a lot of the kind of canvas features are pretty nice if you want to reuse those in your own project, or if you want to customize this for your own purposes, feel free. I left the entire project history, so if you want to see how I started out on this project, it kind of went through a bunch of different iteration from the beginning, but you can see all of the nitty-gritty on how I got to this point, and feel free to pull request it, fork it, do whatever you want. It is now available. So that was it for this video. If you found it useful, give it a like and subscribe for more in the future. Thanks for watching.